Well, hey, welcome group leaders. We're so glad you're joining us today. I'm sitting down with Dave, who is the creator of the Better Love Challenge groups. And so he's laughing, but he's here because he's going to give us some vision, some information about how do we lead this thing well. And we just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for just taking the time out of your schedule to invest in your own relationships, but also in the relationships with others at our church. And what you do is so vital. So we're so grateful for you. And really what this time is to help set you up well. Because here's what I know about you. You want to know what success looks like. You want to know what it means to do this well because you're giving of your time and because you want it to work in your relationship as well. So really this conversation that Dave and I are going to have is to equip you and to help you succeed with your Better Love Challenge group. So Dave, just tell us a little bit about even maybe the impetus behind this group. And then we'll dive into some of the specifics of how do we actually do it.
Yeah, it came out of, you're calling me the creator of, it came honestly out of just this almost an aha moment, but it was really for me and for my wife, and then it really quickly translated for others. And so I was during pandemic, I wanted to get healthier and stay healthy, and so I was in these workout groups, and I joined a workout group. It was 8 weeks long. We were working out consistently, committing to work out 4 out of 7 days a week, because that was our regimen, and but then also resting intentionally. But we're doing the workouts, but then we're texting each other and checking in. Hey, got mine done. How are you doing? Don't give in when you're tired on leg day and whatever those things are.
Leg day.
Yeah, right. And that's why they make t-shirts about leg day. And so I loved that experience. 8 weeks was great. Did another 8 weeks right on the back end of that. And then went and led my own one again in the fall. And I loved the experience because of what it did for me. It kept me accountable. I stayed committed. I enjoyed connecting with those guys in community around a goal that we all shared. And so it was the summer, it was past summer. We had already done 16 weeks, 2 8-week back-to-backs. And I found myself thinking my wife and I need this. We need easier ways to be able to spend time together and not feel like we've got to keep coming up with something creative and outlandish in order for it to be fun and engaging. We just need consistent time together. And it started to click. What if I just created a workout plan, but it was for our date plan? It was just, let's have 6 straight dates, and they're simple, nothing profound, but it's something we look forward to, something we stay accountable to, and we enjoy. And so it all started to come together in June, July of last year of what if I did a workout challenge for my relationship and for others' relationships. And so in the fall, we tested it out. We tried this out where the point was you have something you're committing to for 6 straight weeks as a couple, but then coming together with other couples doing the same thing, committing to that and staying on track, and then texting, hey, how was your date? We had ours, sending pictures of oh yeah, we ate this, we did this, we talked about this. And it went really well in the fall. Couples enjoyed it, we enjoyed it, and we decided, hey, let's push this forward and see what it could become with even more intentional resources. Really just I wanted to be healthier in my personal life with working out, healthier in our relationship. And nothing that was just unending and kept going. It was 6 straight weeks. And so then here in winter, we wanted to create what could we do that would be healthier for our relationships. And so that's where the Better Love Challenge really all started to coalesce into this thing that we're really inviting a lot of people into, including leaders that are watching.
No, I love that, especially because when it comes to dates, right, usually, especially as guys, we're pretty good about saying, hey, we want to try to be physically healthy. That's just this thing we see.
Yep.
Dates, we know, hey, we should go date our spouse.
Yep.
We should get that intentional time in, but sometimes we make it too complicated.
That's exactly.
Life happens.
Yep.
So this is a way to say, hey, we get some accountability
Yep.
and some guidance on how do we connect intentionally over 6 weeks.
Yeah, and one of the keys here is I think as guys, I feel shame or guilty I didn't plan a great date or it's not creative enough or whatever. And granted, we should be trying to be creative in those things as we're able. But one of the things we do is we imbalance the relationship and say, husband, it's on you to make the romance happen and make the creativity happen or whatever. This is about actually being balanced. It's about our relational health, me and my wife, and you and your wife, and them and their spouse, their relational balance. So you're not going, you plan all the dates, husband. No, it's actually intended in this, you'll see, it's intended that you share the balance of that so that it's our relational health that we're investing in and not just, I'm waiting for you. Why haven't you planned anything? Those moments happen. I get that. We've been in seasons of that, Lori and I have, and we've gotten to a better place of no, let's be balanced in this. And that's part of what the strength of this is it's us fighting for the health of our relationship, as opposed to just one is waiting on the other to, hey, plan something for me.
I love that. So I hope you're hearing it's a team game,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
absolutely a
super
team game.
important. And so talk to me, kind of what's your hope for our leaders, but also the participants of these groups? Like for you guys who are sitting watching at home, I want you to know, like, hey, what's the end goal that we hope for
Yeah.
you and we hope for the people in your group?
Yeah. And so really, to put it succinctly, is what if you spend 2 hours a week for 6 weeks to invest in the health of your relationship? 2 hours a week. 1 hour of the week is with a group of like-minded couples who are doing the same thing. They're responding to that same challenge. And then the other hour of the week is with your spouse. Because the point would be not just get with other couples and talk about trying to be healthier. That's like sitting down to dinner with everybody and eating the greasiest food and going, yeah, we totally should do this workout. It's a great workout, and never doing the workout. And this is kind of the group workout together and then the couple workout together. So 1 hour a week as a group, talking, spending time together, going through content that's challenging and great and healthy. And then the other hour of the week is you and your spouse going through that together, having something planned for you that's simple but intentional so that you can get healthier. And so at the end of 6 weeks, when have you ever spent 6 weeks investing in your relationship like this? I'm not saying that maybe you haven't, but it's not common and it's not often. We just said, hey, what if this is like the workout group that gets us healthier, springboards towards a healthier next 12 months because we invested just 6 weeks of 2 hours a week intentionally. No one else is really doing that, just, oh yeah, I just felt like all of a sudden I wanted to do that. What if we do that and we say, man, I could get healthier, we could get healthier. What's that going to mean for the next 12 months for us? So our hope is that couples will go 2 hours a week, 6 weeks, and at the end of it go, when was the last time we ever did that? How much energy did it infuse into us? How much insight on one or two key areas did we learn about us that we never would have before if we hadn't done something like this? And how great will it be for us for the next 12 months because of the health we invested in those 6 weeks and then practicing those as you go forward?
I love that. So again, it's a springboard. This is a starting point
Exactly.
to help get us in shape. So 6 weeks, 2 hours a week. That's 1 hour with your group.
Yep.
1 hour investing as a couple
Yep.
in guided dates. And so again, we'll talk through maybe
Exactly.
what some of that looks like as far as resources so you feel equipped. But really want you to hear that vision. This is about you getting healthy. It's about helping others get healthy, and not by some magic formula. It's just by sitting down, using some great tools and resources that will help you just reconnect and build healthy habits. And we've got to
Absolutely.
start somewhere. So I think this is a great tool.
I love that you said build healthy habits, because that was part of it for me. And I'm so glad you said that, because for me, planning dates is not in my habit repertoire. Like, it's just not always naturally like, oh, I need to plan a good date for us for this month. I need to, but it is not naturally the thing that's clicking in my mind. And so I took this straight from my workout plan where it built healthy habits because I practiced it every day, 7 days a week, either whether it was resting intentionally and stretching and doing those things, and then my workout days where I'm working out and checking in with the guys. That built a habit into me that I didn't have previously. And so now the whole idea was like, wait, I could build a healthier habit into my relationship if I'm just giving a couple hours a week, literally 2, thinking about us and thinking about how we're doing and thinking about, as opposed to just navigating everyday stresses and life tensions, whether you have kids or not, you have those tensions in life. And pandemic has pushed the tension in even more severely. So we're like, hey, let's build healthier habits. So this is a huge way to do that.
That's great. And so really I want you to think through 3 components we're going to talk through over the next few minutes here. The first is the Better Love assessment.
Yeah.
And then there's the group time. We want you to know what happens or what should happen in the group time and throughout the week. And then what do dates look like?
Yep.
So let's start with the assessment.
Yep.
Kind of what role does the Better Love assessment play in this whole package?
Yeah, the content is key. Just like for my workouts, I needed somebody who's great at doing those things and is experienced and knowledgeable leading me through so I can go, man, I want to learn from you. In the same way, that's what this content is. And so the assessment is one of the key indicators pieces of it. The assessment is created by really world-renowned, but nationally renowned marriage and family therapist, Les and Leslie Parrott, who we've used their content for other things. We use it for premarital mentoring at LCBC for couples and so many other things. The content they've created is an assessment that just helps you as a couple go, what is our unique wiring and dynamic of our personalities, our communication styles, our conflict styles, how we approach conflict? our adaptability to change, and even harmony, and how we like start to be more content and happy with where we are to have a more content and happy relationship. So multiple areas that they just say, here's your unique wiring. It is not meant to be a, how terrible are you? Or here's where you're lacking. It's just, have you ever looked at your relationship through this lens? You take the assessment, it takes about 20 minutes per person, no peeking, let each other do it separately. And then you get a report, it's about 10 pages, and it's very easy to read, and it gives great responsive questions to, have you ever thought about this in relationship to you two? The way your personalities are wired. Have you ever thought about how those mix and how they don't, and where the tensions come from? I look at it as a mirror. It's just mirroring back to you. Just like when you work out, you should be looking in the mirror not to see how well am I doing, but really to see, is my form right so I don't hurt myself, so that I can keep getting stronger.
That's why there's mirrors at the gym.
That is why there's mirrors at the gym.
No idea.
It's not because it's just to be able to look at, it's so funny that it obviously does that in many ways. It's distracting, but it's actually meant for form. It's meant for getting better. Just like in sports, I'll ask a hitting coach, how's my swing? Ask a golf coach, how's my swing? How's my approach? Basketball, how's my shot? It's to get better. And so the Better Love assessment is really a mirror. It just kind of reflects back to you. This is you guys. Have you ever thought about that? And the assessment then guides us through the whole of the process, because we watch then the Better Love videos. Les and Leslie created accompanying videos that are literally only 7 to 8 minutes each.
Love that.
Very digestible, very easy, but they make it very accessible. You'll watch one a week with your group, and it's referring right into the content you'll talk about that week in the Better Love assessment. So the two work so well together. It's not this disjointed mess. They're actually working together, so you're going through one characteristic each week in your relationship. So that's the assessment and the content.
Cool. And so what does the date look like? Because again, I'm as a guy just thinking, I want to have a date with my wife, and I want to make sure that it's going to be good and meaningful. But again, I don't have the time to plan it. Maybe I don't know where to start. What is that daytime supposed to look like?
The beauty is we want this to be about you learning together and you applying together, and that's the date. And so they created the Better Love Action Plan, which is coming right out of the assessment. And it's wired toward helping you walk through the different styles, so whether it's your personalities. And it gives you content. It's 2 to 3 pages each. It's laying out the date for you. This is not meant to be all about like roses and romance and all that. Those dates are great. They are. These are dates of like, let's grow. Let's get stronger. Let's learn together. It's not so deep that you're just like, I'm drowning in this. It is just inviting you into deeper water together, enjoying more of like those deeper and better conversations, and they lay it all out. So in the action plan, they'll give you an icebreaker or something interesting, fun to do together. And then they'll get into like, so in your assessment, notice what it says about this. Talk about this, ask this question. And really, just like coming to, I can't say enough about this part, just like coming to a new workout regimen, a new diet, a new thing that you really want to get healthier, I think the key is you have to come with humility. I can't come into this thinking, I'm going to have this all figured out. I'm going to know every lift. I'm going to know every motion. I'm going to know everything about that diet and just breeze on through it with pride and arrogance. No, you have to come with a sense of humility to go, okay, I will lay down any preconceived notions to just go, all right, let's do this date. So you're reading it out loud to one another and you're, hey, what do you think about that? Sometimes I think we can come to things and be like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't want to read. We come with this arrogance and pride that, well, you're never going to get stronger. You're never going to get faster. In any sport, if you come with arrogance and pride, thinking you've got it all figured out, well, then you've capped your own growth. You've capped your own development and achievement. But if you come thinking, I want to get better, then you'll let something lead you like that. So it's simple. It's read through it, walk through it, interact with one another, and then finish. And it takes less than an hour to do that date together, but it's all laid out for you. You just plan what we tell people the success is going to be. You pick the day and you pick the time. And if you already have that picked out, and actually you do that with your group each week, pick the day and time and say, we're going to have ours on Thursday night at 8:30 after we put our kids to bed. Great. So then do it. You've already got that. You know your success is far greater if you pick the day and the time and plan ahead. So that's the action plan. It lays it all out for you. You just have to show up and be humble and just go through it and enjoy that. Once you've done that, what we encourage, here's another key piece of this as a group. We're not just saying meet together as a group. on that weekend or weeknight or whenever you meet. And that's your 1 hour. And then, of course, 1 hour as a spouse. But one of the other keys we found, and I found this in my workout group, is have the date and connect with your group. And what we mean is, just like I checked in with my guys, had my workout this morning, encouraged them, guys, I was tired, but I did it. You do it too. And they were responding too, and we would kind of interact and encourage. That's what we're encouraging groups to do. So we have our date. Lori and I had our date on a Saturday afternoon, evening last week, and then reaching out to our group via a group text or a group video chat, whatever that was, just sending it out and saying, had our date, so glad we did, this was hilarious, hope you guys have a great date too. And that little extra measure of the challenge to say, we're stepping up, you said you wanted to step up, let's step up together, keeps feeding that value of we're getting healthier, you're getting healthier, let's keep encouraging each other to get healthier together. That's
awesome. And so that's even a little bit of the week-to-week stuff. So outside of your group time, like how do you say, hey, listen, we're not doing this to brag, we're doing this to encourage you guys. We sat down, we did the work, we're so glad we did, your turn. Yeah. And so just, don't be afraid to encourage throughout the week and touch base that way. We'll give you tools and tips on how to do that, whether it's group messaging or group me or different apps that you could use. We'll make sure you have lots of options. But the point is, connect during the week and just encourage that, because really, this isn't just about knowledge, it is about application. Yeah. And so we need to know the right stuff, but then we need to do the right stuff in order to grow. So I love that. Yeah. And so tell us a little bit, even as a leader, I'm sitting there thinking through, hey, that sounds great. The assessment takes care of really my date time. Yeah. It takes care of a lot of the group discussion time. Yeah. What else as a group leader am I expected to do in our time together? Yeah. And what resources are there? Yeah, and so when you're a leader I'm using this analogy constantly so that hopefully it helps and applies, because it's how it all got birthed, was this idea of, well, when I was a workout challenge leader, I was leading out. I was the one who was like, I want to get healthy, and I want to be encouraging to others in the same way. So I better be doing the workout and enjoying that time, not because I better be doing the workout, because if I don't, then they're going to think I'm a hack and I'm a fraud. It was really because I had done already 16 weeks, and I was like, I want to encourage others now. This has been such an encouragement to me. Others encourage me, my workout leader. Now I want to be that for others, to kind of multiply what the effect they had on me. And so that's the mentality as leaders, is be the ones who first say, I want to be healthy. We want to be healthy. So enjoy the content. Let it apply to you. And when you do, then you are leading out and being the lead, the workout leader, if you will, the cheering everybody else on. So you're the one who's excited to get to group time, and you're saying, hey guys, we'll see you on the group. See you in the chat. Today's about communication. See you guys, if it's a Zoom call or if it's meeting together. And then everybody's getting together and you're having that time. You're the one who's leading that conversation. The group leader guide that we have one for every session. We'll lead you through everything from how do you do the small chit chat stuff as people are signing on to the Zoom call or they're showing up, to getting started, getting into the video to watch together, and getting into group discussion about your assessments and the action plan. All of it is just typical group stuff. We're going to give you everything that we can to lower the barrier of what you have to be concerned about, so you can be the one who's just focused on cheering each other on. Then during the week, so that's, during your group time, during the week, like we said, we would encourage you, reach out. When are you guys having your date? I heard you said Tuesday. Hope you had a great date tonight. You're just checking in here and there, just as though you were the one leading the workout and saying, had our time. It was so good. Don't miss it. Don't let boundaries stand in the way. Something stand in the way, hindrances, hurdles is the word I was looking for. Don't let hurdles stop you. Make that time matter and be that lead encourager. That's it. And that will be so much more success because you're wanting it for you and you're wanting to encourage them. You're not responsible to make it happen for them, just like I can't make you work out in my group, but I can be the one going, hey, Jason, don't give in. I know you had a tough week. See it through. It's going to matter. You're going to be glad you did, and it'll have ripple effects for the future. Love that. So again, to be successful as a leader, it means you're going to go first. Yeah. You're working on your relationship. You're committed to it. Again, not to impress others, but really to strengthen your relationship. And then you're going to be a chief encourager throughout the week. Did you have your date? check in. And really, as you're going through that group time, just use the guide. If you feel comfortable and you want to veer off that, by all means, you have permission. This isn't to tie your hands. It's to be helpful to you so you could focus on just strengthening those relationships in your group and making sure that you guys are digesting that content together. So all of it is meant to set you up for success. Dave, as we kind of wrap up this time, what's the kind of parting word for these group leaders that you would just, hope that they hear, that they don't miss as they're about to step into this time?
Yeah, one would be actually a disclaimer in a sense is we're not asking you all to become best friends. And one of the hard things about starting a new group is thinking like, how are we going to click and connect? The beauty is the goal is for each couple to get healthier. They're coming, responding to a challenge. I want to get healthier. And other couples coming, I want to get healthier. I want to get healthier. Well, so do we, and we're going to lead the charge. Let's get healthier. You have something you're focused on of get healthier as a couple and get stronger over 6 weeks. And that's the challenge. We're not saying then go on endlessly. If you find great connection with one another, then keep connecting if that's what you value. But the challenge is, boom, 6 weeks. We want to get, just like with my workout group, nobody said, now we got to go hang out and grab wings together and we all got to go and spend all this time. That wasn't the point. We all knew we were coming to get healthier and we were just encouraged by one another. But what you find in that is when you share a goal, it's far easier than to connect with each other because you're focused on the goal. You're not focused on, I got to get to know you, you got to get to know me.
Your own chemistry.
Yeah, you'll get to know each other through. We're focused on the goal and this is what we're like and this is how excited we are. So that's a disclaimer for you as leaders because I had leaders ask me about that yesterday and they were so like, oh, that's awesome. We can do that. My parting word then after that disclaimer, just to give you that comforting notion is what happens if you don't? If you say, we're not going to do this, I'm not going to give all my energy to these 6 weeks, 2 hours out of the week, that's it. What will continue to be the argument that you have that you never get to the bottom of if you don't? What will continue to be that low-grade frustration right under the surface because you just haven't been spending intentional time together? Because we know the basic two things in life, in relationship, is communication and trust. How much will your communication and trust grow if you do spend this time together? And how much can that be an encouragement for the next 12 months just by applying 6 weeks together of 2 hours a week? And I would say if we look at it that way and go, man, what could this mean for us? Then why would I let anything stand in the way? And what will that mean for couples? Because you said we'll lead out in that. Mm-hmm. We want to get stronger and encourage others to do the same. How fulfilling and encouraging and inspiring could that be if you just say, all right, let's give our energy 2 hours a week for 6 weeks. See what happens in our relationship. And as leaders, see what that can mean for others. There's a couple that joined our challenge this round, newly married only for a few months, but later in the game, late 30s, early 40s. And one of them said, I never knew, we just wanted to be married. I didn't think about doing it better because we don't have any great relationships around us. I just wanted to be married. And the power of what they said, we can do this better, was like an athlete who just says, I just want to play the game. I enjoyed it. Well, you can get better at this. You don't just have to keep kind of fumbling your way through and not knowing where out of bounds is or not knowing I could get better at my swing. You can. And it could affect you for the next 12 months, if not more. So let God use you in your relationship, but then through you in the relationships of others. That's why it's a challenge. Let's step up. We're encouraging you to do that so that others can step up and be challenged and inspired by you doing the same.
I love that, Dave. Thanks so much for helping us walk through that and even for just putting your head into how do we create just kind of these environments to help couples. And so thank you for leading. Yeah. Thank you for stepping up and stepping into it. And again, off Dave's encouragement, your relationship can be better. And that's meant to be an encouragement. That's not meant to be a knock because we all have room to grow. And if you were in our gatherings recently, you would have heard David said that couples are either growing closer together or they're drifting apart, but there is no middle ground. We don't just stay the same. And so we're so excited for you to lean into this content and to take a step closer together over the next 6 weeks and then hopefully over the next year. So thanks so much.